Yo, good morning, afternoon, and evening, whatever time you are tuning into this broadcast. This is Ishues, Coach Ish, whatever you want to call me. Back with another video. Let's talk some more boxing. Okay, what I didn't speak on the other day when I left my Jamel Charlo video is Yordenis Ugas versus Mario Barrios. To put it plainly, Yordenis Ugas got the shit beat out of him by Mario Barrios, which is crazy. I mean, think about what I just said. Yordenis Ugas got the shit beat out of him by Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios dropped him. I don't even think Ugas has ever been down in his career. I don't think he's ever been dropped. I know he got stopped by Spence. Um, he took a knee because of that eye, but he didn't get dropped. He got dropped against Mario Barrios. Think about what I just said. Now we're talking about Yordenis Ugas, who is at one point top three in the welterweight division. Um, I ain't gonna say top three. I'll say top five. Top five in the welterweight division. Um, Dennis Ugas went tooth and nail with Sean Porter. Some people say arguably he won that fight. Some people could argue that he won that fight. Um, put on a good showing against Errol Spence for as long as it lasted. Hurt Errol Spence in the fight. Nearly stopped Errol Spence. I mean, to be fair, Errol Spence lost focus. Ugas capitalized and almost stopped him because of it. Um, Ugas hit Errol Spence with an uppercut. Errol Spence dropped his mouthpiece. Um, he looked down at the ground because he thought it was his false teeth because he got false teeth because of the accident. So he thought his false teeth fell out. So he like in the middle of a fight, which is crazy. In the middle, not just in the middle of a fight, in the middle of a fight, while in the clinch, not in the clinch, but in the pocket. They was fighting in the pocket, and he stopped. It's not like they had some distance between the two, and went looking for his. He stopped in the middle of fighting in the pocket to look for his mouthpiece. Then Yordenis Ugas hit him, then hit him again, and hit him again, backed him up to the ropes. Errol Spence was visibly hurt, but then Errol Spence came out and battered Yordenis Ugas until he closed that eye. Was it right eye? Yeah. Um, Closed his eye, and eventually the fight was stopped because of a broken orbital bone. So, um, so that's Yordenis Ugas. Now, Mario Barrios lost two of his last three fights. He lost against Tank Davis. He lost against Tank Davis. He got beat by Tank Davis. Tank Davis is a 135-pound fighter. He went up to 140, fought Barrios, beat him. Stopped him. Yeah. Um, then Mario Barrios fought Keith Thurman after Keith Thurman was coming off a multiple year layoff. It was Keith Thurman's next fight after he fought and lost to Manny Pacquiao. So Keith Thurman lost to Manny Pacquiao and then went on to beat Mario Barrios at 147 after being out of the ring for over 2 years. Um, Yordenis Ugas also beat Manny Pacquiao. Yordenis Ugas beat Manny Pacquiao and then fought Mario Barrios the other night and lost badly. Uh, I think it's over for Ugas. I personally think it's over for Ugas. I think it's over with. I mean it's only over with if he says it's over with. But I mean as far as being at the top of the division, that's over with. He can continue to fight, but based on what happened in the Mario Barrios fight, I don't really see no successful future for Ugas. Um, if he got, I was talking about Ugas versus Boots. You know what I'm saying? But based on what Mario Barrios did to Ugas, Boots gonna cook him. Boots gonna cook him. You know what I'm saying? So that shouldn't happen. Uh, Mario Barrios against Boots, that's a good fight. That's a good fight, and it's a good test for Boots. Not to say Mario Barrios would be a test for him, but I mean he will be a test for him to a degree. I think Boots will beat Mario Barrios, but you know it'll be a step up for Boots to get in the ring with someone who's been in the ring with Tank Davis and also been in the ring with Keith Thurman. So it'll be a good indicator of, and then Mario Barrios is coming off a dominant win against Ugas, so his confidence got to be through the roof. You know what I'm saying? That's an easy fight to make, and that's a good fight to make because Barrios hasn't done much in the welterweight division outside of he lost to Keith Thurman, but he beat Ugas in dominant fashion. So him beating Ugas in dominant fashion, it doesn't erase the loss to Keith Thurman. It puts it in a different perspective, right? Like sometimes you see fighters from fight to fight, from year to year, they don't necessarily improve. And then sometimes you want to see fighters improve, you know what I'm saying? Give them some hope. Like, okay, he lost, he looked bad, but then he came back and he won, he looked good. He lost and looked bad, then he came back and won and looked good. So, you know, the future just got a little bit brighter for Mario Barrios. You know what I'm saying? Now a Boots fight is you know, it's very likely. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the politics and everything like that, but I mean, I see that being a good route to take. I think Ugas need to sit down for a while. I mean, he's damaged goods at this point. I think Errol Spence really put a beating on him. I think Errol Spence really put a beating on him, and he's damaged because of it. Just looking at him in that fight, he looked damaged. He didn't look the same. He didn't look the same. And even after watching that fight, I went back and watched some of his old fights, and he doesn't look the same. He doesn't look the same. Errol Spence pretty much compromised his career with that beating. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why stoppages sometimes are worse than knockouts. If he'd have just got clipped and got knocked out, then he'd probably still be good. You know what I'm saying? But he got beat on. You know what I'm saying? And he got beat on really just because his style. Like he sat in front of Errol Spence in a high guard, leaning forward. And as I said in my last video about Charlo and Canelo, you stay in a high guard long enough, I mean, it's you know, and that's all you doing is just a high guard. There's no extra components to your high guard. There's no extra head movement. There's no active hands out the high guard. You just in the high guard, right? You can't stay in the high guard forever, especially against somebody who's a devastating puncher. After a while, I mean, if they're a smart fighter, they're gonna start hitting your arms, your elbows, your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Forcing you to, you know, drop your hands a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So you go from here to here. You know, you can throw combinations, pull the arm, shot down the middle, shots down the middle. After a while, you know, that shield that you put up starts to weaken and compromise. You know what I'm saying? So your arms start moving further and further away from their intended spot to that they're supposed to be protecting. And that's how Errol Spence kept hitting them and eventually damaged that eye. So as a result, man, I think Ugas is done for. I think it's over for Ugas, especially being a top dog. You know what I'm saying? Because he lost to like a gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? Like Mario Barrios, it was like a gatekeeper. It was like somebody who, okay, we're gonna put him in there, one of our top guys, just to kind of see where they at. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman, Mario Barrios was a tune-up fight for Keith Thurman. Ugas, Mario Barrios was probably supposed to have been a tune-up fight for Ugas. You know what I'm saying? Tank Davis, Mario Barrios was a indicator at 140. It was his first fight at 140. Well, he hasn't fought at 140 again, but you know what I mean. It's his first and only fight at 140, just to kind of see where we at. So Mario Barrios is not like a championship contender or what I'm saying like that, which he's probably moved a little bit closer to that category now after beating Ugas. But I think it's more of an indicator that Ugas' career is over. He's over with. After I seen that fight, after I seen his performance, how he looked, and how quickly his eyes started to swell up after getting hit a few times, and then after he got dropped, I was like, oh yeah, he's done. He's done. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens going forward, but it's definitely a twist in the boxing world. You know what I'm saying? That I don't think anyone would have, especially in recent, like, you know what I mean, like for recent history, you know, based on recent history, you know, Mario Barrios losing 2 out of his last 3 fights. Ugas only lose well. Ugas losing a close fight to Sean Porter, and then getting stopped by Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? But being up there in that conversation of the top guys in the welterweight division. I don't think he's in that conversation anymore. I don't think he's in that conversation anymore. So we'll see what happens going forward. But that's all I got, short and sweet. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Let's talk about it. But Ugas got his ass whooped. He got his ass whooped. Point blank period. He got his ass whooped by Mario Barrios, which is crazy. All right, I'm out.